Hi, Z's. I'm coming to you. I'm watching this movie, this documentary called American Meme. I think it's American Meme. And I just wanted to show you my hairstyle. I am experimenting. My spiritual teacher has been on me about uncovering my head. And I tried it tonight and I felt the energy. I'm having energy leaks. And that's the real reason I now cover my head. I feel like the energy coming up, leaking out of the top of my head. And I was like, what am I going to do about this situation? And I had this like flash image of the god Shiva. So I took some of my locks, and took some of my locks and piled them up on top of my head, and it was problem solved. Like, I feel like I got a nice, without even having a hat on, that I have a nice cap on top of my head, and all of my energy is piled up very neatly under it. So there's my solution, and I am going through some things, and I've been working with the rune Yew-waz, which is a challenging rune. A lot of people are afraid of it. Not me. I am just wanting to deal with my stuff and really take my practice to the next level. You know what? This documentary is actually pretty good, so I wanted to turn it off so I could watch the rest of it. Because I actually have something spiritual and important to say. Anyway, so I've been working with this rune, and Yew-waz, if you look at it on the rune wheel, is in the south. The south is the underworld. The south and the southwest is part of the underworld. I don't know what possessed me really to start working with this rune on the level that I've been working with. I think that I'm reaching to a place where I really want to root out the things of my life that are not serving me. So, this rune, if you look at it, it is supposed to be a symbol of the yew tree. And if you look in the history of graveyards in Europe, these trees are often planted in graveyards because they are a symbol of resurrection. So when I look at it, I get the idea of a fish hook and also a rescue hook. But for me, it is also a symbol of as above, so below, and a rune of the left hand path, which for me is the spiritual path I'm on. I've always tried to be like a love and a light person, but my experiences in life and my past lives have not traveled that path. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. The journey that I had today, it happened in all of about 5 minutes, that I came face to face with the god Obatala and some things that I had to deal with from a past life. This is in my bloodline of having family from all over the world. You know, the genes are all one. But me, I mean, mine is kind of, I've done the gene test, and it really didn't tell me anything I didn't know already. But the gods never lie. So I had to find out the reason why I had some of these abuse experiences and unravel some things. And when you come face to face with these deities who want to fix you, you want to fix yourself. The deities can't do it for you. The gods and the goddesses, they can't fix you if you don't want to be fixed. Well, when you say, fix me, and they go, okay, you need to be you better be prepared to take strong medicine. And I was ready for that strong medicine. I didn't like some of the things I was shown, but they made it clear that they were there for me. But I have chosen a path that involves a lot of painful healing, like a burn victim, or like someone that breaks a leg, a bone. A femur bone is actually particularly painful. And I think about when, all of the other paths that I've tried that don't involve a whole lot of suffering. And, that's one of the main tenets of Buddhism, which I practice, as I, jokingly tell my husband I'm a part-time Buddhist, part-time Hindu, and that life in this human plane involves some suffering. And this path of transformation, especially the path that I'm on, is not for the faint-hearted. And that I would have to go, I have a lot of things, a lot of cleanup operations I have to do in walking this path of thunder medicine, walking the path of Mother Kali, walking the path of Mother Hela. I sometimes call her mother, I sometimes call her grandmother, but just that I have always been, now that I think about it, I've always been attracted to things like science fiction and horror, vampires and things like that, devilish demon things. And maybe that was just my own subconscious self, the true me saying, these are the things that you're going to find later, that you're going to remember you read Fangoria magazine and you watch all kinds of vampire movies. You got in trouble in school because, you said you like vampire movies and vampire this and that more than school. And, you're going to remember these things when you're older and you're in a position of power to help yourself. And you're going to heal yourself with these things. Well, these days, I have found myself in a position of feeling disempowered in the employment realm and having my energy leaked and pulled away from me. And I suppose that that's why I have doubled down on my walking my unique spiritual path. And I wonder if this has anything to do with my boss wanting to put me on night shift and the conflict at work and the things that I see happening in the world. And I just say to myself, maybe this is all part of the video game, the Matrix that I have built for myself, and see where it goes, So I'm here, wanted to show off my locks and my new do. And does it intimidate me a little bit to go out in public with my head uncovered or in my hair looking like this? Well, you know what? I have to trust my guru. I have to trust my teacher when he says that you need to show yourself to the public, that you need to reflect to the world the real you. So here is the real me, a crone. I'm crone woman walking. I love to walk, and I got gray hair. It's gonna show my age, I have a very ageless quality to me, but the gray says something to people. But that's okay, because when I think of Frau Perkta and Mother Hole, their hair isn't perfect. In fact, I look at myself and I feel very powerful with my hair this way. And I suppose that I will not have a problem. I know that I am outside the mainstream. I'm way out there. And maybe that's where I needed to be all along, instead of trying to fit in a square peg in a round hole. Peace and blessings. Bye, Z's.